Okay, once again, good evening. This is a business committee meeting of the Board of Trustees of United ISD. I am Javier Montemayor. Today is June 11, 2019, and it is 6:51 p.m. We are present at the United ISD Boardroom at 201 Lindenwood in Laredo, Texas. Number 1A, approval of monthly disbursements.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Montemayor. The Division of Finance presented you with all the checks that were issued for the month of May for your review. I don't know if at this point you have any questions.
I don't have any questions. I've seen them.
Yes, sir.
I'm good. Number 2, approval of budget amendments.
Yes, sir. The Division of Finance is presenting 5 budget amendments. The very first one is the special financing that you all authorized earlier in the year. It's called the Public Property Financial Contractual Obligation, PPFCO for short. We've earned some interest in this account. We want to recognize the $161,000 worth of interest. We're going to throw $74,000 of that into instructional furniture, district-wide. We had to do some computer upgrades because of this 2007 issue operating system that affected some of these computers. That's about $79,000. We are requesting an additional vehicle for the FFA area at LBJ with the new 9th grade campus that's going to open up to equalize the programs. That's $35,000. And then maintenance has a very old skid loader and a ditch witch that needs to be replaced, and they're $50,000 and $71,000 respectively. The negatives that you see towards the end are just moving line items out that we're no longer going to need in those particular functions and adding to the value that we're adding for instructional furniture district-wide. No effect on fund balance within this particular financing.
All right.
The second budget amendment is BA 1906. This is a budget amendment that we bring to you all annually. Most of the times what we do is we find within the existing expenditure part of the budget, we find allocations that we need to distribute as people change positions, get promoted for positions. It's mainly through through payroll. We have a small increase that we're going to appropriate to health insurance. The good news about this year's entry is that we've also recognized an additional $3.4 million in revenue at the top of. So there's actually going to be no effect on fund balance as well. We're going to recognize the revenue and distribute it to the line items that you see there. They're at the function level.
The payroll and health insurance.
Yes, sir. The next budget amendment, these following two are from food service. The first one, they have to do some remediation on a freezer, and it's going to cost them $150,000. That is coming from their fund balance. Currently, their fund balance is $2.6 million. It will drop down by that $150,000 to $2.5 million. The second budget amendment, BA 1908, again, it's food service. They received an equipment assistance grant of $34,000, and they've allocated it. The first line item is going to be Perez Elementary, then Prada and Kennedy Zapata. The first two are getting double convention ovens. I believe at Perez they're getting 2 of them, and at Prada they're going to get 1. And Kennedy Zapata is going to get a 3-door refrigerator from this grant. And again, that'll be a no effect on fund balance. The last budget amendment, we're kind of presenting several different funding. One was from the general fund, food service. Now we're looking at the construction fund. This item is going to be on the agenda. I believe it's all the way down on item number 6. We presented this to the Bond Oversight Committee last week, and they went ahead and authorized this, so we're presenting it for your approval. It's to resurface the parking lot here at Central Office on this item. They're going to get into more detail when they get to the line item. And it was originally we wanted to budget $60,000, but we got a better price on it. It's only $49,800. And this is to recognize the interest that has been earned in that fund. So this also will have no impact on fund balance for the construction funds. Those are the 5. I don't know if you have any questions on them.
I don't.
Thank you, sir.
Number 3, I'm sorry, approval to designate Monica Madrigal to calculate the 2019 tax rate.
Good evening, Mr. Montemayor, Mr. Santos, and members of the audience. We're bringing to you this item we're recommending to approve Monica Madrigal, our tax assessor collector, to be designated by the board to calculate our 2019 tax rate.
That's good.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Number 4, approval of annual renewal of district workers' compensation insurance program.
Good evening, thank you.
Sorry.
Good evening, Mr. Montemayor, Mr. Santos, and members of the audience. My name is Ofelia Dominguez. I'm the Risk Management Director. And at this time, we would like to recommend, the staff has finalized renewal proposals and recommends that the board award the Workers' Compensation Insurance Contract to Texas Political Subdivision, TPS, based on the estimated 2019-2020 payroll. Texas Political Subdivision offered a renewal premium quotation of $2,595,239, an increase in premium of $97,614. Based on the district's loss run information, an increase in payroll, the increase of 3.56% is reasonable and justified.
It's a renewal, they're already doing it?
Yes, sir, it is a renewal at this time.
I don't have any questions.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you right now. Number 5, approval of district group health insurance rates.
Once again, good evening. Ofelia Dominguez, Risk Management Director. At this time, as per Texas Education Code 22.08, the Health Self-Insurance Resolution, our health plan is required to be self-sufficient. With this in mind, and after careful analyzing different options, administration, and with the review and approval of the Employee Benefits Committee, the following recommendations to the district's health insurance premium for the new plan year starting September 1st, 2019 to August 31st, 2020 are as follows. A $5 monthly increase per employee for all plans, the Core and Core Plus. No changes to plan coverage. Deletion of members rewards program as approved, once again, by the Employee Benefits Committee due to additional cost to the district and low employee participation. Although the increase in cost per employee per month is minimal, the plan has been operating efficiently. Medical inflation continues to weigh on the plan as it does for plans nationwide. At this point, we require a slight infusion of funds to remain viable. The district will be implementing an additional $2 million to the new year. UISD still remains one of the lowest in cost to employees. Last year's $5 increase was seen. Before that, we had over 7 years with no increase in health insurance premiums to the employees.
So the district's going to invest another $2 million?
Yes, sir.
Additional $2 million?
Additional $2 million, yes, sir. And for employees, it's only $5 per employee per month. The Employee Benefits Committee has reviewed and has been presented with the information, and they agree and they have approved this increase.
I think the plan here is obviously not to increase additional funds to our employees. So that's why we're, moving those $2 million to be able to cover, obviously, the district's portion.
Just out of curiosity, what would it cost to cover those $5 additional per employee?
Per employee, we have an additional employee only, about 5,400 employees that participate in the health insurance.
So $250,000 maybe?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
About $350,000.
Yes, sir.
$350,000. All right. Okay. And this has to be approved next week? Just out of curiosity.
Well, we'd like to see if we can get it approved next week, and the reason being, as soon as we know what it is, then obviously as we begin to work on budgets and so forth.
And also, I believe the enrollment process begins here pretty quick, so we need to have those updated rates.
I don't have any major issues with it. Obviously, any increase to the employees is always going to be an issue. Some employees
Right.
you heard earlier are being paid $9 an hour, so $5 may be, $5 is $5. But,
Right, sir.
I certainly would like to see if we can get it discussed with the other board members.
Sure.
In perhaps an executive
Sure.
session or something.
We can do that.
So we can at least I can have their input.
We can put it as individual.
Okay,
Sure.
that sounds good.
Okay.
Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, approval of funding for JLC number 007-2019, central office parking lot pavement resurface.
Yes, sir, that's the item Mr. Flores was speaking about earlier. We took this item to the Bond Oversight Committee last week and asked them if we could fund this project out of the interest revenue that was earned by the construction fund, so to speak. And again, as mentioned, we thought it was going to be at $60,000. We received the best and final, and it came in at $49,000, which includes a $10,000 contingency. So the base bid now is $39,000.
And this is only the front.
Just, right, this
Or
area
just
right
this
here.
end,
Just
this
the
end right here
front.
by the pool, all that?
Right. And the Bond Oversight Committee did approve it unanimously to recommend to the board to approve.
I don't, it's not gonna hit the fund balance at all.
That's correct.
Okay, well, Mr. Zuniga presented. Thank you very much.
Number 7, approval of awarding bids, proposals, and qualifications.
Thank you. Administration recommends the following proposals for your consideration. RFP 008-2019, counseling and testing materials and teaching aids to the vendors listed. RFP 011-2019, incentives, promotional items, and various apparel to the vendors listed. RFP 012-2019, charter bus services to the vendors listed. RFP 013-2019, family and community engagement. The recommended vendor is Family Leadership, Inc., Parenting Partners. The estimated annual amount for this would be $93,600. And then we have 10 renewals for your consideration.
All right. I would ask, does anybody have any questions? But
Just two.
all right, thank you, Ms. Jackson.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
This agenda, which is the RFP 022-2019 medical and drug stop loss insurance, we're asking to bring this to the board meeting, directly to the board meeting next week.
What is that?
It's the insurance for our claims that go over a certain dollar amount. We have a stop loss insurance. And so we just received proposals, I think about last week on Thursday. So we're evaluating them right now, and we hope to bring a recommendation to you next week.
So we can put that as an individual item?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Jackson. Number 9, approval of request from board members in reuse of Board of Trustees discretionary funds for various projects and accounts.
Mr. Montemayor, besides the 2 requests that are included in your board packet, there's an additional request that's coming in from John B. Alexander High School, requested by Ernesto Sandoval Jr. and sponsored by Mr. Judd Gilpin. It's for concussion prevention and rehab equipment, and the estimated cost is $6,168.
Aside from what's already here?
That's correct.
The difference.
I think number 10
And number
is,
10
we covered
is,
that one, sir.
And 11.
Approval of
And
options.
11,
Okay, we've already done that. First reading of 113, we've already discussed that.
Yes, sir.
And B, we've got informational items. Number 1, Finance Division Monthly Financial Report. Ms. Benavides.
Good evening again, Mr. Montemayor. We're bringing to you our superintendent's monthly finance report as of May 31st. You'll see there that we have a cash investment balance of $152.5 million. Almost $100 million of that is in our general fund. From our PPFCO series, we have $1.1 million left, but they have been committed to different purchases. Debt service fund, we have a $32.1 million. We do have a very big payment due in mid-August. The money from the bonds, you'll see there from our 2014 issue, we still have $1.9 million. From our 2015, we're down to $1,431. And then from our 2017 issue, we are at $15.6 million. We will be selling bonds this coming month. That was authorized by the board to complete all our bond construction program. 11% of this portfolio is in demand accounts, and the yields that we're getting are 2.5%, and at the current pool rate is a little less than 2.5%. Our administrative cost ratio, our budgeted amount was 7.97%, and today we're at 7.91%. And for a district our size, we're allowed by TA to have an 11.05%. Our general fund unaudited statements show that our budgeted revenue was 363.9 million, and our actual to date is 285.2, or 78.36% of our revenue has been recognized. Our year-to-date expenditures show us at 312.3 million of 390.6 budgeted, or a little less than 80%, and we're on track last year at this time as well. Our tax office report shows a current collection rate of 98.13%, or 208.2 million have been collected. And as of today, which is June 11th, that collection amount is at 98.27%. Our delinquent collection rate is 82.06%. Collections have been at 4 million, and to date, we're at 82.40%. And you can compare it to this time last year, last May. The purchasing report has all the bids and proposals that have been awarded by the board through May 31st, 2019. And the grants report section has information on what the activities that have been occurring in the grants department the past month. So I don't know if you had any specific questions.
I don't. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
We've got that was your budget update, or that was your
Well, the budget
financial
update, I think I covered that
Okay.
earlier, and don't know at this point in time where we're at as far as the total finances, but as soon as our consultants were able to do the formula, then the state will give us the amount of money that we have to be able to look at our budget and obviously try to give our employees a pay raise.
The next item, employee benefits recommendation, discontinue Blue Cross Blue Shield members reward program.
Good evening, Ofelia Dominguez, Risk Management Director. At this time, the Employee Benefits Committee, the EBC, has reviewed, recommended, and approved to discontinue Blue Cross Blue Shield Members Rewards Program for plan year 2019-2020. Continuation with this program will result in a significant cost to the district. First year, 2018-2019, which is the current year, it was free of charge to the district. Results on member utilization was not favorable. $6,451 were the savings to the district employees. Second year, next plan year, 2019-2020, the fee, it's $2.95 per member per month. Approximate cost to the district at $194,593.
I guess we can carry it with the other insurance.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
And number 4, review of legal policies, which we've already done.
Yes, sir.
And any public comments on this section?
No, sir. No, sir.
All right. Thank you. We'll adjourn this meeting.
Thank you.